Hello and welcome to this conference on empowering consumer organisations towards a harmonised approach to tackling the issue of dual quality of food. My name is Natasha Foote. I am an agri-food and health journalist with EURACTIV, and I have the pleasure of moderating today's event. So dual quality of food is an issue that has come around a number of times over the years, and it is this idea that the composition of certain food products, things as varied as soft drinks, coffee, fish fingers, may differ across the EU despite being sold under the same brand and also with the same or very similar packaging across the bloc. So this controversy started when consumers, particularly from Eastern countries, reported that certain foodstuffs, mainly processed food items, were different in their home country compared to other member states. And the issue has been addressed through a number of reports, the most recent of which we saw published back in April of this year by the Commission, and we'll hear more about that throughout the course of this event. But this issue of dual quality also led to the creation of ECHO, that's empowering consumer organizations. This is a project which was created to tackle this issue, and here today we have the opportunity to present the project and hear more about the work that it has done. So the questions we'll be exploring today are: how can different stakeholders come together to ensure that consumers are sufficiently protected and informed when buying products? How can consumer organizations be supported in tackling this issue of dual quality? And what are the results of this project, and how can these be further developed? So these are the questions we'll be exploring today. We have a number of experts with us today to help us do so. The topic can be a bit controversial. The idea here is not to point fingers, but to have a very open and respectful discussion. So before we get stuck in, let me just remind you of a few housekeeping rules. So firstly, this event will be interactive, so please do keep your questions coming in throughout all of the different sessions that we have via the Q&A function that you'll find at the bottom of your screen. SAFE will be recording this event through Zoom so we can all relive the fun afterwards. And we have a very packed schedule today, a number of different presentations, each followed by a Q&A session, as I just said, and also a panel discussion. So without further ado, let's get stuck in, and let me pass the floor to Floriana Cimmarusti, who's the Secretary General of SAFE, and Floriana is going to kick off today's event. So Floriana, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Natasha. So good morning to everybody. Welcome to our conference. We would like with this conference to tackle dual food quality. So why SAFE follow dual food quality? Why we are partner in this ECHO project, and why for us it's important? So as most of you probably know, SAFE tried to protect European consumers during the EU food legislation process. However, we follow several European projects. Dual food quality, it is an important issue. We believe that a consumer coming from Italy, France, Spain, or whatever country, going around in the EU, if this consumer buy biscuits or whatever products who has the same brand, the same packaging, the ingredient of the product needs to be the same, because unless we mislead consumers. So the message is, wherever you are in the EU and whatever food you buy who has the same brand and exactly the same packaging, the ingredients of the products needs to be the same. So I'm glad that today we have very interesting stakeholder at this conference. We have representatives from several EU member states, and I'm really happy they're with us, because I think it's an issue needs to be tackled at the national level too. Then we have a lot of European consumer organizations today with us from different member states. They're really welcome, because we need to cooperate with you in several member states to try to have this, to really tackle dual food quality. Thank you to the several officials from the European Commission with us today, a lot of companies and members of European Parliament. So dual food quality, it's against unfair commercial practice directive. So what I mean is that on the unfair commercial practice directive, it's clear dual food practice. So we need to really remember that there is a directive and we need to follow it. So consumers have to trust companies as they do. Consumer trust company. We need to continue this. And as I said, we need to buy same food, same packaging, same qualities. We would like to cooperate with consumer organizations from different member states, and we would like to cooperate with companies who follow really the directive. They don't have any unfair commercial practices, and we will be very glad to give them a certificate that in fact they don't do any dual food quality. So we're really glad, and we will be very happy to cooperate with them, because the idea is that consumer and industry need to cooperate together, to do things together, to tackle dual food quality, and we cannot do it without you. So we need to do it together. The idea of SAFE is not to go and checking what you're doing or the industry. No, the idea is to cooperate, to work together. If you like to send us your products and you like to have our certificate that you definitely do not have dual food practice, we'll be very happy to give you the certificate out of this ECO project. And I would like just to conclude that for us, having the idea of the project empowering consumer organizations, really to empower consumer organizations, to have the information, the knowledge, to support us, to give us all kinds of information for our database about dual food quality. So to cooperate with consumer organizations, with the industry, with companies, that's the idea of our project. But I will leave to the next speaker to go much more in detail. But first, I would like to ask Tulena to show you the video, who is really explaining you our dual food quality project. Thank you so much.
Look, this is the same product we have in our home country. Let's buy it.
Yes, it must be as good as what we have at home.
Not necessarily. Tests show that some products are sold under the same brand and packaging, but they may differ in their composition in different EU countries, with, for example, different contents of meat, fats, or types of sugar. Consumers might be misled by these dual quality practices, thinking that they are buying the same exact product.
EU bodies and consumer organizations have put efforts into tackling this dual food quality issue, yet problems remain. Few products have been tested, and these tests have not yet covered all EU markets, due to the lack of a simple product testing guidance. A common platform to disseminate test results would also be needed.
This is why the ECO project was created, in order to empower consumer organizations across Europe. The project will provide them with a harmonized guidance document to test products and identify misleading strategies, and an online platform to disseminate test results and report potential unfair practices.
All EU consumers deserve the same high-quality standards for food products, regardless of which countries they are in.
Join us to strengthen the common voice of consumer organizations all over Europe to protect consumers from being misled by dual quality practices. For consumer organizations and companies wanting to engage with the project, don't hesitate to contact us at
fightdualfood.eu.
Without information, there is no choice.
Thank you very much, Floriana. I do always really enjoy SAFE's videos. They're always so clear, explaining these really complex issues in a very accessible way.